All right. This episode, we're going to talk about films that would have done better in different circumstances. It can be due to they spent not enough money, they spent too much money, they didn't do enough marketing, all the way down to just the wrong release date. I have a couple films in mind, so I'm kick it off with the movie by Olivia Wilde, Booksmart. I saw Booksmart in a pre-screening with a friend of mine, and we loved the movie before it even came out. And we knew this film was going to be massive. Though, when they announced the film, they announced it would have the same release date as Aladdin with Will Smith and Mena Massoud and all these other actors in it. Which blows my mind to me. When I saw that, I was like, this is cinematic suicide, because how you can compete with such a powerful IP like Aladdin, which is Disney, and then add Will Smith, also another expensive name to that, and compare it to your pretty much a Superbad like sequel, or like your take on Superbad, which it should have the success of Superbad. That's how good that's how sound this movie is, but it didn't, and it all came down to something that seemed to be avoidable, like release date. Why do you think that studios can't move the release date of their films?
I think, in terms of Booksmart, I don't know the budget of that movie, but I think what definitely goes into the budget is the amount of theaters that you can use inside of a movie theater. For instance, you brought up before we talked about this, Disney had, what, 11 theaters or 11 screenings?
11 screenings, yeah.
Yeah, for Aladdin, but they only had one for Booksmart.
Right.
I think it just goes down to the budget. You know what I mean? We talked about NBC and how they backed the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with all that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is what they had over Martin and the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
Same thing could be said in this situation. Booksmart's an art house film, independent.
Yeah.
You're not going to beat Disney. No one's going to beat Disney in terms of... But, so here's another thing. Why didn't they move it? So, even if they were to move it, I still think that they probably would have been able to get 2 more screenings per movie theater. You know what I mean? Not like 11 like Disney. You know what I'm saying? Not like even 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it just goes down to budget of the movie and the amount of money that you're putting towards the movie as well, because that also goes into it. Even if they do move their release date, it's all strategy, right? I'm still a little bit ignorant to this, so I can only speculate, but I don't know why they would release Booksmart at the same time as Aladdin or the same weekend. I don't think that's a wise thing to do, even from the outside looking in. But maybe they thought they could capture some of that Aladdin audience. It's like, hey, let's go see Booksmart, there's something like, but...
Yeah, I honestly believe they underestimated the power of Aladdin. I think that's what it was. Once they got the first dates that were announced, that you guys are releasing on this date, and the only competition you have that weekend is Aladdin, they're like, okay, well, they're 2 different genres. Like, one, ours is rated R, it's a comedy. You have these two comedic female leads. It's a very unique style comedy. You have a lot of different elements in that playing to different audiences, right? And then you have Aladdin, which is a Disney movie. Okay, it'll have its audience, but we'll have our own audience.
Yeah.
And that was not the case. I mean, it was, you're going to theaters, you're going to see Aladdin. And so that was just kind of a lot of money. Shout out to Olivia Wilde for getting up and filming, doing another movie after that. Like, I didn't think she would direct again after that, because I thought it'd be disheartening to not make that money back immediately.
It was critically raved.
What it was. What, Booksmart had great ratings?
Yeah. Booksmart was critically good, critically raved, not raved.
Really?
It got a lot of good reviews. Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I think it was like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dude, I saw a pre-screener, and we saw a pre-screener. The thing is amazing.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Just because a movie doesn't make money doesn't mean that it's not a good movie.
Oh, because it was great.
Because there's a lot of bad movies that have made a lot of money. Shout out to Batman versus Superman. But
yeah,
that's beside the point. It was still critically raved.
It's great.
I don't know how much it box office. It might have made money. I have no idea. We could always look it up.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But Okay, now I'm curious. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, Chad's already on it.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. But dude, it was amazing. It was a
I
great
still
film.
haven't seen it.
Let's see, Booksmart. Okay, Booksmart. Oh man.
Uh oh.
Okay, so I just based off what I know about the movie, I don't believe it cost less than 25 million. But Booksmart grossed 25 million globally in box office. And I don't know what Booksmart's budget was, but if I had to guess, it's a little bit over that.
You can go to Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah, just go to the Wikipedia page. It shows you everything at the bottom.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah, you see the budget and you see the. Now, like I said, you also have to multiply the budget by 2 because they never include marketing in the budget.
Yeah, so let's see what the budget was. Release date. Oh, dude. There's no way the budget was just 6 million.
Probably was.
Really?
Well, 12 million technically, with marketing and everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess she got her husband to work for free because
Jason said, yeah,
Jason Sudeikis is like in the movie, he's like a teacher.
or ex-husband. He
Yeah.
served the divorce papers in the middle.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, I know, man.
Yeah. But
Yeah, so but okay, huh? Wow.
yeah.
Well, that's great. 'Cause I'm shooting the feature film that's in that comedy realm like next year. So,
Oh, heck yeah.
and I'm trying to do it for, a reasonable amount. But that's crazy. That's good. Okay, I don't know why I thought this thing was like 20 million to make. I thought it was 20 million just the budget alone, and then 40 million after marketing.
Probably because, like you said, they have to box out a certain section of Hollywood Boulevard. They use Hollywood High School.
They use Hollywood High School. That part threw me off because like that's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive. Well, that's great to know. So they did better than I thought they did, even though their metric of success is different than what Aladdin's would have been.
I don't think now that we know that, it wouldn't have mattered when they released it because their competition is not Aladdin.
Yeah, well, let's look at Aladdin's box
Oh
office.
no.
Just
I think it
curious.
made like 1.8 billion.
Yeah, it hit a billion. Aladdin, and let's see what the Wikipedia is saying here. All right, budget was 183 million. That's
So
up
multiply
there.
that by 2. That's like 300 something.
Yeah, you're looking at about 360 million then.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it made 1.05 billion.
Yeah,
and
man.
it was the first time Will Smith went over a billion, he said.
Yep. Because back then, making a billion wasn't the norm.
Yeah, and a billion today is not. A billion today is like probably like 700 million.
Yeah.
Back with inflation and things like that.
Joker made a billion.
Dude, amazing.
You think the sequel's gonna come close to that?
I've never seen Lady Gaga act yet. I hear she's great. I haven't seen
Yeah,
her.
her she is great. She was in like Gucci, that Gucci movie.
Yeah, yep. House of Gucci.
But apparently it's supposed to be a musical.
You can do that well. They can do it well.
Think you can do it well?
Oh yeah. I mean, even me when I'm directing something right now, and the way I direct and the way I edit, I hear music in my head.
Okay.
Because I create music, so I hear music in my head, and the way I do it is sometimes I use classical music. I hear everything in beats.
I love that.
And so when I'm editing, I edit in beats, and that's why I'm really focused on like the timing of everything hitting. Obviously, I do it with other forms of media I make, but it's all about timing to me. And so when I realized that the director of Joker, because I was making my film before Joker even, but when I saw the director of Joker and when Joaquin Phoenix and they partnered, something Phillips, I forgot his name, Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips.
Yeah. When I saw how he made Joker and it's all about timing and the beats and all that kind of stuff, I instantly got it. And I was like, okay, he's in good hands.
Yeah.
Like I could tell that they're in good hands. And so for the sequel of this, if it's Todd Phillips directing and it's Joaquin Phoenix, it's going to be the same thing. Directing to me is a timing thing. It is a music thing. It's not for everybody, but that's the way I see it. So
Have you seen Taxi Driver? With Robert De Niro back in 1976?
I've not seen that.
That movie, if you look at Taxi Driver, if you look at Joker, Joker steals a lot, not steal in a bad way, steals a lot of scenes from Taxi Driver. It's almost like a copy and paste.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, but Taxi Driver is an amazing movie.
Wait, who's it starring?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro's in Joker.
Yeah, I know, right? He's in Joker and he's in like if you Arthur Fleck, if you literally go back to Taxi Driver and just that character's name is Trevor. I can't remember the last name, but the character name in Taxi Driver is Trevor. He's literally if you just give him Arthur Fleck, have him be a lot more unhinged. That's basically Joker.
Yeah.
But Joker's like the modern day version of Taxi Driver. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, you gonna see a big. I'm stuck on this music tip because I see it. I can see films that have this that the director has music in their head. I could tell instantly, and they can always course correct if they ever see this. But for one, we know it's for certain. Baby Driver. Mm-hmm. You seen Baby Driver?
Yeah, the third actors, but I've seen the movie.
Yeah, the third actor played they dropped the ball.
Yeah, shout out to John Hamm. He's from St. Louis. But
yeah, third actor played the drop. But the start of the film, just from like moment to moment, like it was a bullet train. It got you through it. The movie Bullet Train, I saw that one. Also, I could tell someone was listening to music or someone had some sort of idea. The director had music in their head for Bullet Train.
Yeah,
like all these pieces, not to make things stale, but all these pieces should be somewhat a musical. I don't watch too much of he's gonna kill me for this one. How did I forget this man's name? Jeez.
Quentin Tarantino.
That's a good example too. I'm gonna use Quentin Tarantino for now. I don't watch too much of Quentin. I haven't seen all Quentin Tarantino's films, but I've seen a good piece of a lot of them. Mm-hmm. From Kill Bill to the one about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I could tell that he's listening to music too. I think he's actually verbalized it, that he hears music in his head when he's making every scene. And so I know the directors that do that seem to be in pretty good hands. And that's the only reason I felt confident in even taking on that endeavor was because that's how I see everything when I'm filming.
Right.
And I wouldn't have that confidence if I just didn't already dabble in that area. So, yeah, so I think Joker 2 is going to be in good hands in short. There's a beat to all this. And then what else is out there that we've seen that we talked about Ghost in the Shell. In my eyes, great film. In my eyes, great cinematography, great sound. I know there's other problems with it, cultural problems with it. Mm-hmm. But as far as the visuals, amazing. But there's several films out there that feel like underperformed. And I don't feel like it's completely a fault of everybody involved in the movie. It's always like one or two little things like release dates and things like that.
And just budget, who you're competing against and everything. I know one example I can think of was that Batman v Superman was going to come out the same month or the same weekend as Civil War.
Wait, Batman vs. Superman was coming out the same weekend as Civil War?
Yeah, but guess who moved back?
Batman vs. Superman.
Of course.
Yeah,
everybody's like, we're not moving back.
That's suicide.
Yeah, that's suicide. They were like, it was kind of like a game of chicken.
Did they make billion though? Did Batman vs. Superman make a billion?
It made $832 million, I think.
But Civil War
made $1 billion. Yeah. It was critically raved versus Batman v Superman.
Oh, Civil War is amazing, dude.
Yeah,
I put it up there with. I think that's my second one after Infinity War.
For sure, dude. Captain America: Winter Soldier is still number one for me.
That was a good one.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie.
Yes, yeah, that was as a central theme. It's one of the few Marvel movies that has a central theme, great villain, and
What do you mean central theme?
Like you see a theme throughout the movie.
Okay.
Outside of the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
That Captain America movie is shot. For one, I love the cinematography in it. I love the fight scenes. I love how practical the movie is. It's not a lot of green screen. Of course, with Winter Soldier's arm, it's green screen, but I also like how there's a theme throughout the movie, and at least that's a lot of Marvel movies don't really see that.
Yeah, and I hear those two actors, Chris Evans and the actor who plays Winter Soldier. Do you know his name?
I do. I'm blanking on it right now.
I heard that he auditioned for Chris Evans.
Probably, yeah.
He auditioned for Captain America, so it's so interesting to bring him in.
As Bucky.
As Bucky, yeah. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool trivia about Hollywood, guys. We're learning this game as we're in it. We're learning about the ins and outs because we're making it. And other than that, guys, there's any other films that you can think of that have underperformed, write them in the comments, write us, and we will be sure to talk about it on a later episode. This is Black Hollywood.
Go be great. Go.